Did you know the biggest banks in the world are rigging the markets in plain sight? What if I told you there are cheat codes hidden right inside the US30 charts? That they don't want you to know this, but I'll be revealing it in this video. Now, I want you to stay tuned until the very end because this is about to change the way you trade forever. I'll be dropping a US30 cheat code system right here for you. And it's a simple 4-step system. And yes, we love the 4 steps. And we're going to be giving you this blueprint so that you can follow to make profits consistently on the markets. Now, we know that oftentimes you've been stopped out, and stopped out quite often. But this video is about to make you a profitable trader where your profits will become consistent and your stop loss hits will actually become dormant. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to win every trade, but you stand a better chance of winning way more than you lose with this US30 cheat code. So let's get straight on the charts. Hey YouTube family, so Kerry is back in the building and we're gonna be starting off with the cheat code number 1, which is the secret bank blueprint. So let's get right into it. What every trader has to understand is that the banks manipulate US30. They literally make predictable patterns and do the craziest market plays so that you jump in and then they take your money along the way. In fact, they use these cheat codes all the time. And literally, it's just a play to get you stopped out over and over and over again. Now, here's the trick, it's all about liquidity grabs. Banks target zones where retail traders place their stop losses. Literally, as you can see, we're in the red zone. And what is happening is that we've got a massive downplay, but we're actually in the red zone because the banks are pushing price up to get us out of the race before we have the opportunity to make some money. Literally, you can see that we've been smashed out, stop loss hit, right? Literally, we've been smashed out of the race. Now, how often does this happen to you on the charts? I want you to think about it for a minute. Are you being wiped out in red almost every day? If that's the case, then you need to understand the secret bank blueprint. Now, this secret bank blueprint will really help you to understand the manipulation system of the banks. You've got to understand that it's all about understanding where the liquidity is to be able to get the good plays in the market, right? Now, banks are targeting zones where retail traders are putting their stop losses. So you have to understand where are these zones. Now, these zones are generally within your resistance and support areas, right? But what you also have to understand is the psychological levels behind getting stopped out. Banks love psychological levels. As you can clearly see here, we were stopped out. Why is that so? It's a psychological level. So we got pushed up there, even though we were in a sell position, which really and truly the market wanted to go down. You could see that we were wiped out before we got the right play or the right move in the direction that we wanted or we believed that the market was headed. Banks manipulate US30 using predictable patterns, and they use these cheat codes over and over and over again. There is no stop to this. So you've got to understand the tricks. Now, here's the trick, it's all about liquidity grabs. Banks target zones where retail traders place their stop losses. That's literally it. You've got to understand where these liquidity grabs are to be able to take advantage of the play. Now, what happens is that you've got to see these spikes, you've got to see these stop hunts, and understand that you've got to wait. Patience, it pays, right? Now, take a look at this, right? At this area, a lot of individuals would have entered for a sell position here, right? Let's say we did, right? And we entered for a short position, right? With, market motion showing us this lovely, engulfing bearish candle, right? Let's say we took it here, had our stop possibly above this area, targeting at least 1 to 2. This is literally a liquidity sweep, right? So you've got to look out for these liquidity sweeps and wait before you hop in. Now, the trick is patience. And a lot of traders, they fail to understand that patience, it truly pays. Now, you've got to see these plays and understand that this is how the banks work. So literally, they're, making you liquidity on their playground. So you've got to understand that instead of you becoming liquidity, you better understand when to spot these liquidity areas and wait for the right moment to get into the markets. All right. So, literally, here, this is just a stop hunt. It's liquidity grab that the banks are working with to actually take the market in their desired direction by stopping out you, me, and all the other retail traders who are not patient enough to wait for the right play. So, I want you to understand that these liquidity zones, they're really just bank manipulation patterns. And if you're falling for it over and over again, it's time for you to recognize that it's time to stop. Now, it's very simple. I'm going to be giving you the secret bank blueprint, and this is all about understanding the manipulation zones. This is all about understanding the liquidity grabs. So you've got to mark out areas where, stop losses probably will be, because look at this. If we've got a massive supply area like here, look at this massive supply area where we've got price pushed down, what we're going to be expecting is that we're going to be entering the market here. So what happened is that once we get the top of the same supply zone, look at this massive push down. So the likelihood is that retail traders are going to be thinking that once price gets back to this resistance zone, or what we call supply area, and we get any signal of the candle showing us that price wants to go down, then we can go for the ride. So, a typical retail trader probably would have waited on this bearish engulfing and then hopped in on price action here, got some move into, profits, right? But then right after, what happens? Right where your stop is, exactly where the stop is at 4,500, you got stopped out, right? So you've got to understand that the banks love psychological levels. What are psychological levels? These are whole numbers like 40,000, right? These are all psychological levels. They're just whole numbers. So the banks, they play around these areas to grab liquidity and then make their move. So always be careful to understand that these are zones that you're gonna need to look out for. And patience is the powerhouse for trading. You've got to learn how to be patient and allow the market to show you what it's doing, and then take the opportunity and always wait for the liquidity sweep. Wait for it. because it's coming. Wait for it. All right. So don't be in a haste to lose your money. That's, one of the key things that I want you to understand when it comes on to the secret bank blueprint. Do not waste your money by hopping in and giving that money away to a smarter trader who is trading like smart money. So you become smart money and start trading real effectively with a lot of wisdom and understanding when it comes on to what the big banks do in the markets. All right. So literally, this spike up, all it is, it's just a liquidity grab. All right. So be mindful of liquidity grabs. They happen from time to time, quite often. Right. Be mindful of them. And when they do come, be able to spot them and be patient so that you can see them before falling for the trick. All right. So look at that. We really wanted to go down, but they had to just stop us out first. So come on, guys. That's one of the major things that I want you to understand. That's the first aspect is understanding bank manipulation, understanding what we call liquidity sweep, liquidity grab, stop hunts. This is it. This spike up is literally it. Now, all of this you've got to factor in when it comes on to your trading, because you've got to identify these areas, right? You've got to identify these areas above your supply zones where, retail traders most likely will be putting their stop losses. So wait for it. And oftentimes, if you think about your stop loss and you put that as your entry, you'd make more money. Remember to come back and thank me for that tip. All right. And I'll repeat, oftentimes, wherever you're thinking to put your stop loss, try putting it as your entry and see how that works in your favor. All right. Now, so that's literally the secret bank blueprint. That's your cheat code number one, understanding liquidity grab, understanding these spike ups, right? To get your money. And then look, smart money. All of this volume is literally smart money. What did they do? They put the market in the desired direction after grabbing all that liquidity. So be mindful of those tricks. All right, be mindful of them. All right, so cheat code number two, we're literally in an uptrend here on DJ30. And being in an uptrend, you'd recognize that what the market generally does, it creates what we call highs, right? Higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and it keeps moving on upward, right? That's an uptrend. Now, we will have sometimes where we get something like this to stop us out, and then it keeps going, right? It keeps going. So now it actually creates the higher high after stopping some of us out. And we've all fall for this, even myself. Many times I have, so I'm no exception to what I'm showing you here, because it has happened to me in the past. So I want you to understand that these things happen, but over time you'll develop the understanding to see it and recognize it so that you don't fall for the same trick. All right. Now, look at the markets here. We are seeing the same play. Look at this. We made a high, had that pullback, which is a higher low, massive move up, which is a higher high than the previous high, had it's like a double top formation here. And what did we do? We wiped out the last higher low, making this low really low, right? And this is just a fake or a false breakout. Literally, it's just a false breakout to, stop you out, all right, because you would probably be entering on a sell position after this massive candle closes. All right, the majority of individuals, after seeing this doji and this huge bearish juicy engulfing candle, you'd be hopping in on a sell position possibly right after this close. And then what will happen is that you got stopped out, just like so. All right. All right. You'd be looking probably for a play like this, 1 to 3. All right. And looking for this play, 1 to 3, you would be putting your stop somewhere here. And what did the market come and do? Put you into a little bit of profit and then bam, smashed you out. So I need you to understand that patience is key. Patience is everything. This wasn't a breakout, right? And I know you probably had your line marked up like so, and you said it is a breakout because obviously this wick means that this candle started out as a red bearish candle. But what happened as soon as we hit 43 area here, what we did was to push up massively in reversal because guess what? We didn't have a breakout. It was just a false one, right? Red flag right here for those who would have just hopped in. It's very good to be patient. And that is why if you're even doing breakout trades, it's very important for you to wait on a retest to get in the market. So patience is everything. And as I said, a lot of traders would see this doji and this bearish engulfing and be hopping in saying that listen, I'm not letting this get by. I'm not missing out on this, and it's just FOMO. So see and understand to control your emotions, be able to watch display, and then allow the market to correct itself, and then you hop in, right? When you see these massive impulsive moves, just be mindful that correction is gonna come, right? It's gonna come. It's a part of the process that you will have impulse, you will have correction, you will have all those up moves, and then you will have those pullbacks, and vice versa. So be mindful of the word patience because it's going to be your very best friend in this entire trading journey. It's going to be your go-to to be able to lock profits consistently. Your emotions can actually deter you from making profits. So do not fall for the trick of the psychological, damage that the banks are trying to get with your money. Right? Be mindful of it. You came here to win, you came here to conquer, you came here to make money. So one of the very key things that I can teach you that you can leave this lesson or this tutorial with is be patient. Right? Be patient, watch the market move, and then trust me, the right move, it always comes to you at the perfect timing. All right? So don't have FOMO, don't get, too anxious and just hop in without your rules, without following your rules, or being mindful of the fact that all your confluences were never met. Right? So always have your confluences. Make sure there are at least 3 of them for your entry points into the market. And be patient enough to wait for them. Follow your rules that you've created, follow your strategy and your process, because that's the way you're going to be consistently profitable in this market. And remember, I've said this over and over again, my job here is to make you a profitable trader, right? A profitable trader, so that you can do what you want to do. Freedom is really the goal here, and that's really what we intend to do on this space here at All Stars Trading. So by the way, if you're new to this place and you want to be a profitable trader, hit that subscribe button, join the team of All Stars. Or free Discord link is in the description below. Hop on, come say hello, shoot us in terms of any questions that you have, anything that you need clarity on. Drop a message in the Discord or even leave it here on YouTube, and we'll be happy to respond to you. All right. So with that said, I hope you've subscribed. All right. Now, all right. We want you to understand that, fake breakouts, they can be detected. You just have to be patient because patience is what detects them. Give the market enough time to show you what it's doing, and then take your sniper entries once it shows you what it's made of. right? Literally, that's all you've got to do. Now, once you've mastered, fake breakouts, this is really just seeing that. Look at this. We've got this push down, and then it's a sharp move into the opposite direction. That's obviously a fake out, right? Be mindful of seeing these and, you know, making a note of when they happen, right? When you see a breakout candle that barely closes above resistance or even below support, right? Be mindful of these. So this is literally support here, that little red line barely close, and then we got a little bit of push down, but then major rejection, rejection, as you can clearly see from that wick. Right, so be mindful of that. That's your red flag. That's you seeing that the banks are at play. They're faking these moves to liquidate traders before reversing the market in the opposite direction. So be mindful of it. Be mindful of it. I cannot stress it enough. And that is literally institutional trap. Be mindful of it all. Now, let's get into cheat code number 3. What is your cheat code number 3? This is literally what we call your dead zone. Now, for those who are wondering, your dead zone is literally where you see that consolidation happening over and over and over, probably for a prolonged period of time. The market is literally just moving in a range, right? It's literally moving in a range. And you see this a lot with US30. Absolutely, you do. You've got to be mindful of when you literally see these, because oftentimes you do see these, consolidation areas. What price is actually about to do is to make a huge market shift, right? When price is constantly consolidating and you're wondering, oh, what's going on with the Dow? What's going on? That is literally the banks at play again. They love to trap traders, right? They love to trap you in what's called the dead zone, right? And the dead zone is literally that period of consolidation where there's low volatility, where retail traders get impatient. So when there is not a lot of volatility and you can't get a move that you want, you often get impatient. And the banks know this. They play a lot on your psychology. So you've got to be, firm in terms of your patience. This is all patience. It's all patience. Be mindful of it. You've got to be patient because that's what really pays in the game. All right. So when you're seeing these, consolidation phases, low volatility, nothing really happening, just be humble, sit on your hands, because guess what? The big move is about to come, and it's going to come very soon, maybe sooner than you think. All right. So when you understand these flat price movements followed by a sudden breakout, that can be very effective for you. And all you have to do when you've got these plays, use a little rectangle box, right? Like so, and mark it out. Mark out where you're having your consolidation, right? Mark out where you're having it. And you could have, caught that play once you got that breakout because you were waiting on it. Market moving like this, right? Let's just get the whole consolidation bit right here. Yep. Market moving like this. You use this little rectangle to highlight your consolidation. And as soon as you've got the break, you get like a nice little retest of the area. That is your area here for entry, right? You enter the market here. Literally, you could be putting a simple move right here on a short position, let's say after you get this doji and the bearish, right? Even if you wanted to wait, because some people rather to wait, you can. There's nothing wrong with that. Enter there, right? And once you enter, you're gonna be, targeting at least 1 to 2, 1 to 3. 1 to 3 is your go-to all the time. And if you want to give your trade a little bit more breathing room, you could, to get that 1 to 3 locked in, right? And that's literally your move, because you're being patient enough to sit on your hands through the consolidation and capture that massive move down, clocking your 1 to 3, right? And, locking in on those pips, right? On the market, locking in on your pips, and that's literally it. So, you know what? Patience is really the key thing here to the blueprint while you wait on these phases to happen, because they happen very often. US30 consolidates very often. And then once you have that consolidation, as you can clearly see, what we were doing, what we were moving up, right? And as soon as the up move, was done, we started consolidating, low volatility. Everybody took their profits, right? Their profits, they took their profits, and then smart money said, you know what? Let's just drop this thing. And of course they did, right? And you made profits if you were able to catch a move like this. So you make a little box like this, capture your consolidation, wait for the breakout, wait for the retest, and you get in once you've got full confirmation. Right here, you've got the moving averages crossover. That's one. Your candlesticks are showing you everything. And if you could pop on your RSI, you could literally get even more confluences as well. Right. So this is literally a smart move, a smart play, because you weren't just saying, okay, we're gonna go down now, and you just decided to sell here, and then they hit you out with push up. No, you waited on a full breakout of the consolidation before you went in. And that's key always, right? Now, if you were targeting here, which you could have, you would have made more profits, because you would be looking to your left to see where we last stopped. So price could have come anywhere in this zone, right? And then when we come back to this zone here, you could have taken another play, because what you would have seen is, this massive move. And if you even waited on the pullback, realize that price is now creating what we call higher highs. So now you get in right here. Once you've got this, you get in here on the pullback, because this candle here showed you that price wants to push up. You get in right here and you target this area here. Bam, you would have made profits. Look at that. So you just need to be very mindful of what smart money is doing, and look out for the plays, because they're going to stop you out. Sometimes if you're really impatient and you just want to hop in and you're not waiting on all your confluences, they will stop you out of the game. So be patient, right? And wait for those liquidity grabs, wait for those false breakouts to turn up. And when you see these dead zones, mark them out. Mark them out, wait for the breakout, wait for the retest, and then you can get in and target the previous zone that we had the massive push down, right? There we go. So that's literally your dead zone trick. Yeah, this is a massive dead zone. And if you don't believe me, I can go across. We've got dead zones all the time on US30, dead zones, right? We do a lot of consolidation, and then we've got a massive move. So if you look at this, consolidation, massive consolidation, and then we've got a breakout, could have made some profits here, right? You want to be mindful of these. We do get these dead zones very frequently. And when we get them, look at this, we were in a dead zone, right? Got a push up to wipe some of the liquidity sweep, the liquidity grab, and then look, massive move downwards. So look, this is all of it happening at once. Dead zone, right? Liquidity grab with a false breakout, and bam, we went in the desired direction after all of that. So this is literally how it works. Be mindful of these. Now, let's get into cheat code number 4. All right, this one is quite simple. It's timing. Timing is everything. Timing is everything. Be mindful of the time that you're trading. Now, I want to speak to the traders who say that trading is 24/5 for for forex, and it's 24/7 for crypto. You've got to be mindful of the times that you trade. You don't want to be in the markets when it's only retail traders and they're barely moving price and you can hardly get good volume or good movement. You can't get any money because you're literally in that low volume zone, that low volume timing, and you're just not getting the break of day. So, my suggestion is to understand the bank's trading hours. When do the banks trade? Do you actually know as a trader when the banks get into the market? Right? Do you actually know? Timing is everything. And I'm going to break this down to you very, very as simple as I possibly can. The banks trade at particular times. When the banks trade, that's when I like to go into the market because I get a lot of volume, I get money, I get opportunity, and I'm trading with the banks. All right. Now, if you understand this concept, you'd make more money. So I'm going to be very simple here. I hope you've got your notepads. I'm giving you timings. Now, I'm gonna give you EST for those who are in, America, Canada, Jamaica. I believe you're all on that same EST timing. And I'm also gonna be giving the GMT for those of us who are here in the UK, right? Like myself. Now, you have to understand when the bank strikes. The bank strikes hardest at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, which is literally that is 1:30 p.m. GMT here in London, right? What is this time? 9:30 a.m. is the New York Open. Because it's the New York session open, oh my God, the momentum, the volatility, the volume is impeccable. You want to be trading at that hour because if you're trading with the banks, the money flows effortlessly to you, right? No. What other timings are there? So I'm giving you the secret sauce. The other one is 2 p.m. Eastern. 2 p.m. Eastern is literally Wall Street lunchtime, right? Wall Street lunchtime. They are on the charts, they're making money moves, and this is literally 6 p.m. GMT here in the UK. Now, 3:30 p.m. is another great time to be trading. 3:30 p.m. Eastern, and if you're here in the UK, that is the power hour for 7:30 p.m. GMT. Now, if you're on the charts, these timings, money flows to you effortlessly once you're trading with smart money and once you understand the whole idea of false breakouts, you understand how to spot these liquidity zones, you understand how to spot these dead zones and be patient to allow the market to show you what it's made of and allow you to recognize what smart money is doing. then you start making money. All right. And I want you to kind of just go back test this. Always remember, I'm just giving education here, and I want you to go see it for yourself. I can show you on the charts these timings. So if you look oftentimes at around, you know what, 130. Yeah, this is a 130 move, massive push down, right? And then if we've got about 6 p.m., right? 6 p.m. here, you've got a massive downward move. Look at that massive move down. And of course, at 7, look at what we did. The power hour is here at 7:30 p.m. We got a massive push up and we made money because guess what? We know these timings. So I'd suggest you start looking on the charts at these hours because that is when the bank strikes the hardest. That is when money is being pumped in the system like never before so that you can grab some and I can grab some and we can all grab some because there's enough for all of us. Now, come back and thank me later for that sweet one that I've dropped. I just want to show you, for the last bit, how do we put all of this together? Take a great setup on US30 by following these 4 simple steps, which is 1, identifying your liquidity zones. 2, understanding where to hit or detect these false breakouts. Number 3, realizing what these dead zones are, right? And being patient. And finally, trading when smart money is actually in the market so that you can grab all that liquidity instead of them grabbing you as liquidity. All right. So let's look for a play on the market. All right, so we're on the charts and we realize that we've got, you know what, this dead zone here, right? So this is a dead zone. You can see that we had a little spike up, which is a little liquidity grab, a spike up above here, and then of course we push the markets down. Okay. Now we're literally looking for a live move so that we can see what's going on here on the charts. So one thing you've got to notice here, we're being patient. Now I like to use these. As you can see, we pushed up a little bit, but we didn't close above, right? We didn't close above this wick or this area. That is our massive supply area. You can see that it's a supply flip zone. We've pushed down aggressively from this area before. So chances are we could have a sell at this area, right? Right here. Could have a sell right at this area here. So we'll be waiting on the play and being patient enough to kind of, get the opportunity, right? Now, look at that. So, what are we doing? Did we just hop on? No, I'm not hopping on. Look at that. We got the push up, right? Which is your fake out, right? Now, we're waiting on our confluences to fall in place. We're at our supply area, right? We're at our supply area. We're facing a little bit of rejection, but right here where we've got the pullback. All right. So with all of this move, we could enter here or we could wait fully on a crossover of our moving averages, right? Because we're getting enough move to show what the market is doing, but look at that. So we got to pull back into it. Now here could be your entry area, and you could be targeting the previous area here, which is your low, and putting your stop a little bit here. Now what you notice is that this hit 43,000 here, right? Because this area was a psychological level, right? So we're targeting our 1 to 3 play, and we waited for some confirmation, right? Because we're already in our supply zone, but we're being patient. We're being patient to get, price action confirmation to see what the market is actually doing before we kind of just jump in without any strong confirmation, right? So we waited until, the moving averages cross over, and we're in the trade, being patient. All right, so lovely, lovely, lovely play out. As you can see, we went back into a little bit of drawdown, but where our stop is, and because we waited, we're in good play, good play, in massive profits. Could be trailing our stop here, right? Could literally be trailing our stop at this point to take profits and get out once we get smashed out, which we literally just did. Okay, and as soon as we did, you can see that price massively pushed up. So I want you to be mindful of this. This is a little dead zone here that came into play. But what we were waiting on is for price to show us what it's made of, right? We waited on this moving average crossover, got a little spike up, but we spot the imbalances here, and we saw that we were in a actual supply flip zone. Took the initiative to be patient enough to wait on the liquidity grab, because it literally came, that false breakout, it came, barely closed above the supply or resistance area, some people would call it. And once we closed here, man, we just pushed right back down. Right back down. So it's just a false breakout that happened here to get people who were just anxious to go hop on a buy trade here to get them lose their money, because of course what they see is a doji and an engulfing bullish candle, so of course the market going up. That's smart money playing with you. So be patient, all right? Don't just develop anxiety or become so anxious that you know everything and you're not patient enough to wait for the move, right? Whatever the market gives, you act, and you act on that the most effective way that you can act, right? Because that's how you'd be clocking profits on the markets. As you can clearly see, very patient here to allow the market to show us what it's made of, right? Now, always look out for these areas where, we've got the dead zones, price consolidating, massive push down. But even with the push down, we had a massive spike up, right? So all of this is smart money at play. So be mindful of this. You're gonna lose at some point, because that's how trading works. Even when you've got all of this as cheat code, it's just that you're gonna win more than you lose. But losses are a part of the game, and you've got to understand that this is how trading works. You're gonna lose. It's a part of the process. It doesn't matter how long you're in this game. Losses are gonna be a part of your process. So just trust the process. All right, trust the process and fall in love with losing, because it comes with a lesson. All right, fall in love with losing because it really comes with a powerful lesson. All right, now with that said, remember to hit that subscribe button because it's free. It don't cost you nothing. And if I've added any value to you, be sure to drop that in the comments below, or be sure to drop it in the comments below what you'd like us to cover for our next video. And literally, I want you to remember that this is a process that takes time. Trust the process, keep going, put the work in, and never stop believing in you. Never stop believing in your potential, because guess what? All stars believe in you, So guess what? You've got to believe in you too, because you're a true all-star, and all-stars, they shine. We've got to shine our light so bright so that others can see, the great works of the Father. Because for you to be in an industry like this, it means that God has gifted you with the opportunity to change your whole financial situation. So play good, play with this opportunity good, do the work that you need to do to get to the level that you need to get, and trust me, you'll get there. Without a doubt, you will. Obstacles are going to be a part of your process. Kick them if you must, push them if you must, but just keep going no matter what. Always remember to put God first in every single thing you do, because if He is in it, without a doubt, you've got to win it. All right? You have got to win it without a doubt. Now, I want you to play really safe on the markets. Use this cheat code as much as you can. Follow all the 4 rules that I've given to you. And you never know, you may be able to trade it with other pairs that you've got. This is specifically based on, what I've noticed with US30 over the years of actually trading it. So if you want to outsmart banks and master US30, hit that like button, subscribe for more powerful strategies, and turn on notifications so you never ever miss a market cheat code again. All right? And subscribe for more cheat codes. Literally, that's all you've got to do. With that said, we love you all, we appreciate you all, and we want you to become the most profitable trader this year and beyond. So let's put the work in. Let's double down on clocking profits instead of clocking losses. You got this. We love you, and I'll see you very soon.